All right, all right, all right. All right, here we are. Okay, so how is everybody? Hello, hello. All right, still nobody here, no matter. It's okay. It's very early for many of you, or at least for my, normal cohort. Um, it's 1 o'clock here, so it might be something like 8 a.m. in LA. All right, that's good. So today I woke up to new content. Franco Villanova informed me about a new. Let me look for it, so you know where it is. To this wonderful thing, right? So this is the Exploring Hillside, a virtual habitat 67, right? So what is this thing about? So it says it wasn't just one of the most important buildings of the 60s, it was an inspiring vision of what affordable living could be. Yeah, call these affordable. All right, there are tiny homes. I think that was what in the 60s was called affordable. Sadly, scope and funding never aligned, making the popular project something of an unfinished dream. All right, cool. So here it is, and let's keep checking, diving deeper, explore now, try it. So this is the thing. It also easy to use experience in browser with Google streaming. All right, let's try it. So apparently you can best enjoy stable broadband. Yeah, this we may not have like the best broadband right now because of I'm streaming, right? All right, hopefully the music is not too loud. I'm not going to risk it, and I'm going to set it a little bit lower. All right, so this is it. You have the hillside exterior, some interior, some exterior, and a gallery. All right, this is amazing. Let's see the actual exterior, because this is one of those great things about Unreal, and that is that you can use what is called the pixel stream, right? So the pixel stream is
the
a way,
original habitat.
right? It does have audio. Hope you
had
can
a
hear it.
city built on a beautiful hilly site.
So
Each
this is
hill
real time
overlooking
for you
the
to
other
know.
into the views and so on. And you remove the hill, and these membranes of
Right,
housing
I'm going to turn off
magically stayed floating,
This is
exposed to the
real
sun and
time.
the rain. And under them, you created the place of community with
All
schools and
right.
shops and all the facilities we use in everyday life. And those housing
Oh wow,
membranes
they
would let
have
sun and
animated
light through
cars.
right into the space below, and that becomes the hollow hill that is the city.
All right, this is looking very nice. All right, so this thing is telling me something here. Go away. So you can move around. Yeah, look at that. It has a yeah, it's a little bit laggy. Not laggy. It has a delay in the controls, which is awful. It may be because my upstream might be hogged by the actual streaming, but you know, don't fear. Let's say yeah, we can see it here, but um, we are going to be able to see it here because I already downloaded and we can watch it on its full glory. All right, this is it. This is what I just downloaded from Unreal Engine 5.20, right? That is, I'm guessing the minimum. Let me just check if it's really the minimum version at which you can run this content. So let's go here. This is the Heal something. Here it is, the Heal sample project. It's 65 gigabytes, right? Yeah, it's just for 5.2, right? What could be here that makes it only for 5.2? Maybe because they started the project in 5.2 and now it's not backward compatibility compatible with 5.1. Maybe it has BCGs. Oh, that would be a thing, right? So let's start digging into this thing, right, and seeing how it works. The number 8, it's right there. All right, in this lagoon. All right, so just out of the box, you can see that the actual use ray tracing when enable it's turned on, because you can see that the actual reflections are pretty nice. If these are if they are dynamic reflections, right? We do have a little bit of manual exposure happening, as you see here. So if only we could have something dynamic moving around, because I think those clouds are from an HDRI. Just because you want artistic control about everything around, but we will come back to the water soon. So the other thing that I want to test, of course, is fly a little bit around, see how everything is constructed. All right, we do have, and let's start from the start. So these are my scalability settings right now. I have almost everything in high, just the post-processing to Epic, and the textures. There is no way of running Unreal without cinematics textures, because then the actual virtual the texture pool is going to start popping up here, and it's impossible to check anything with that pesky thing. So that's the only reason why I run cinematics for texture. For the rest, high is good enough. You can set everything to Epic and just the textures to cinematic, and that will make it run a little bit beautiful, better. And you can see how the global illumination was kicking in. So these fix a lot of that global illumination. Oh my God, I love the effect on the glass. Like, it's too much, right? Glasses are not made of this wobbly, thing. All right, if you made a full building with so wobbling on the glasses, people are going to be throwing up as soon as they start, walking by these things. But the effect is cool, in the regard that that's how the actual reflection from big windows in big structures, looks like. Not that wobbly, but at least it's not like a perfect. Oh, there's people here. Hello, Zin. Hello, how are you? Yet to download this project. Yeah, it takes time. So yeah, be a little bit patient. Hello from Ireland. All right, great. It would not be manufacturer specs. Yeah, the glass for sure. All right, more people in. Hello, hello. How is everybody? Good, good. So I love this effect. Right, this is how actual glass in a structure should look like. Not like a uniform plane, right, of everything very well aligned. It's nearly impossible, right, to do in real life. All right, these things are very cool, and I love this effect. I know this effect. This effect was created for the Matrix experience. I know that there is nothing inside here. Oh, yep, that's right. So this is what is called a projected decal. So it's a decal that hold depth information, and you can go around and you can see that there is. It seems to be something in there, but that's just an image, right? And if you go in, you can see that there was nothing in there to begin with. In the actual matrix experience, there was some issues where if it was on a corner, we may be able to see it here. Yeah, like for example, you can see this is like a little office, and you have this poof at the side, right? And being back, and if you now go to this side, you can see that it's like another thing there. So again, it's just a gimmick, and it works pretty well. At least if you are not too picky. Like you can see here, like from this side is like an office, but from this side is a bedroom. Yeah, but yeah, it works. It looks wonderful. So let's start checking out. We're not too bad in the FPS front. All right, that's looking good. You know, for being everything in Epic settings. So let's check another thing. Let's see if everything here is nanite. That's a thing that I want to see. So let's go nanite visualization, and yep, for the most part, like the actual building is not. Oh, it is nanite, but raster beams. Huh. All right. So yeah, I believe everything, absolutely everything, but the landscape. Let me see if there is a landscape here. Yeah, this might be a landscape. Yeah, the landscape, it's still not. I love to see this kind of things, right? Because even though, oh, if there are substrate thing here, yeah, that. But you know what? Substrate was already in 5.1 as experimental feature. My guess is that when 5.2 came about, like, and they had, the GDC presentation and everything, they had to announce, something big, and Substrate was a good announcement, but Substrate was in 5.1 as a exactly as how it is. Maybe it is a little bit better because everything gets better in time, but it was in 5.1 as an experimental feature. It's not a plugin. It's a feature that is somehow it's already inside the engine. Like you just need to go and turn it on. But now that you remember me, let me just check if they have it on. So Substrate. No, it's off. So that means, and when you activate Substrate for your project, it will change all materials to Substrate. It's not like you can have them both ways. You can have the old ways of doing materials and Substrate on top of it. No, it's like you choose to have Substrate materials as your normal editor for materials, and normal materials will be converted to Substrate with an actual converter node, and they will look somehow the same, right? So no, it's not using Substrate, this one. And they didn't went with nanite on the landscape, which is, again, it says that it's experimental. So, and landscape is not that bad, to tell you the truth. So they have this whole city here, and it's just a mock-up, right? It's just a couple of buildings here and there. There's nothing here. So the big juicy part is, of course, oh, and we do have a couple. We should also check that out. So, all right, everything is nanite, mostly everything, right? Which is good. They have full confidence in that. And another cool thing is knowing that they do have nanite on for all foliage. But if you check them from really near, yeah, it's the city without wind. So, yeah, we are baby steps forward, right? In the Matrix Awaken, we had trees, but they had no leaves. So they have confidence in being able to produce a tree, but without leaves, because that was still at the time when nanite had issues with translucent and translucent materials. Now, even though WPO is mostly fixed, it's still too expensive to run. So if you have like a particular shot or something like that, I'm sure that you're going to be able to add like a particular tree with wind to be near the camera, because really at a distance you won't notice if there is some WPO on these things, right? That's for sure. So we have another question here. Hello. it will have been funny if there was something inside. Yeah, but no, I knew it. I knew that effect. It looked so fun, so unreal. All right. So let's see what else is here. So we know Nanite is working. Let's check out Lumen. Let's see if, yeah, these colors right here and the vast perfection of the actual reflection view and the lumen scene view tells me that they are using use ray trace when enable. How is that thing called? I always forget. So if we go rendering, and we can check it right here. Here it is. Here, support hardware ray tracing is on, and use hardware ray tracing when available. This means that it doesn't use the actual mesh distance field, to create the reflection view and the lumen scene. It uses the more complex ray trace shape for it, right? And that is mostly because of the, let's go from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to here, mostly to drive the actual reflection. So they do want it, these precious reflections, right? These are real-time reflections, right? So if something was moving back here, that thing will move here with that quality, right? So that's good. They are using, and that is just for reflections, all right? For actual bounces of, global illumination and stuff like that, they still use the detail tracing. Mainly because I'm guessing that they do want, a nice occlusion and everything, and having, and using the actual detail mesh distant fields. So a distant field for each actor instead of one distant field that is the global tracing, right? Oh my God! All right, yeah, and they're using, of course, virtual shadow maps, and of course they are bound to be using temporal super resolution. All right, that's good. So everything is up to code up to now. So here. Oh no. Oh no. Why? All right. It's a big place, right? So being able to check these things is somehow a quality, right? A quality inspection and everything. So this thing, I want to talk about this. This is the first. No, it's not the first. Like it has been used before, like a lot in every content that Epic release, and those are the instance level actors, right? So all of these are instance level actors, right? There are actual. Oh my God, PCGs. Are these PCGs inside here? What is this? This is the icon for an actor. So maybe these are PCGs. Let's check out. So everything inside this thing is nicely packed within levels, right? So if you select any of these and you go to all, you should see that, yeah, it's a particular level that is inside this level. So this is, they are using the actual, they are not using nor grouping or the actual level, these levels. Oh, they are using these levels, so they combine it. They are using these levels and also level instance. All right, this is unexpected. Oh my God, and they have tons of levels here. All right, there is a lot to unpack here for sure. So let's go and fix this, right? Why not? So to fix this, we're going to select the actual, tree that is getting inside here, and we're going to hit Control E. That will take us inside these particular level instance, right? And now we can select it and see what it is, and it is an actor. Let's see what kind of actor it is. Hierarchical. All right, so this is a pack level actor. if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not. So it is not a pack level actor, but it does have a scene and it's a hierarchical instance static mesh component. So either this was created by going actor merge, like this is how they did it. They merge, you know, these foliage here, and now it has, you know, these. It's encased, you know, within this this blueprint. But this is not a blueprint. So if I hit Control B, it won't take me anywhere, right? And if I hit Control E, it won't take me anywhere either. So this is it. This is how it is. So we can, you know, create an actual blueprint class out of this. And then we are going to be able to move this around, because I don't think they have the actual, no, they don't have the placement plugin enabled. So this is as it is. We are not going to be able to move this around. Let me just see, because these components can be, you know, double click, and now I'm, you know, at the component, right? But if I try to move it, it will move the whole thing, and that's not what we want. So yeah, it was done. This is very cheap, right? To use the actual hierarchical instance static mesh. This is like the cheapest way of doing instances inside Unreal. And I'm glad to see this, because this means that they truly think that even when everything is nanite, it's better to have them as component, as instance static mesh components, right? So this means that combining, you know, nanite with the instance static mesh is even better than just having everything nanite, right? This can be break somehow. I know that there is a way to break it. But yeah, this is how it is working right now. And that is going to, how it's going to end up being. Let me just show you one thing. How you can go and try to fix it is horrible, but yeah, this is a thing that Epic should have a tool for doing this. So this actual component, if you go low enough, you're going to see that there are the actual instances inside here. There it is. So slate performance warning. Oh, there are locked behind something. So it says that you can show them, but as long as you show them, they say that you're going to have performance issues. All right, yeah, keep it. I'm not going to double into this thing. So I was wondering if Epic will have at some point a tool that will allow you to get actual instances from inside an instance static mesh, and you can move it around, like do a little bit of a you know, correction. That's it. All right, let's hit escape. Let's get out of, you know, that particular instance actor, and let's keep, you know, looking at this thing. So it does have a couple of bookmarks. So it starts with this bookmark right here, right? So this is 0, and this looks very nice. Yeah, this is like a nice view of, you know, the construction. Let's check the chat. Perhaps they are also showing off the new materials. Substrate? No, it's not substrate. One glitch I found out with 5.2 is that if you select a few actors in the outliner, then click the new folder icon, it doesn't prompt you to rename anymore. Yeah, that's right. That is happening. So if you maybe there is all right, my cat is playing with something that I don't know where he got it. I hope there is nothing venomous. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right, so yeah, that's right. So for example, if you grab this foliage actor right here and you right click and you set move to, and you create a new folder for it. Oh, look at that. That's weird. So that's why I was thinking that is not. So maybe if it happened when you select more than one, let's see. That is a thing. I know that I have um, um, experienced it in the past. So let me create a bunch of these cubes. Now let's select them all. Right click, move to create new folder. It does. All right, let's try it one more time. Let's hit undo, and I'm going to open a couple of these like this. So I want this to be a full mess, right? And now with this thing, anywhere. Now let's try to right click here and move to create new folder. It does. So that tells me that it's an attribute. It's some property that it's off or on in whatever template that we're using. This might be another template, and this does have the ability to, allow you to rename the actual folder as soon as you create it. Sadly, I don't know which attribute is that, but I would try to find it in the actual editor preferences. Yeah, start querying for different keywords like new folder or auto or naming, and I'm sure it's going to happen. All right. Oh, nice icon. All right. So, what else? It doesn't on mine. Yeah, and I have a couple of other projects that is not working. All right. So, let's continue. So this is 0, right? Let's go 1. So this is a very nice panoramic view of the level. With the sunset, it's looking very well. So let's go number 2. It's like the opposite side, right? So we are from there, right? From this side of this bridge, and this is from the other side, maybe. Then we have 3 nice billboard here. So apparently, I'm guessing like this was some sort of model that was presented at some point in one of those magnificent science fairs, the New York, science fair, world fair, something like that. So this is like an homage to that thing. So why do we have a shadows issues here? Or is the normal of this thing that has, yeah, it might be a little bit of a more pattern. But it's also on the grass. So I'm guessing that is the actual steep angle of the light that we still have this thing even, with virtual shadow maps. That's not good, because now with virtual shadow maps, we don't have the ability of the biasing of the shadow. So this is a thing that will be here as it is, without us having any ways of making it better. Mainly why this is looking like this. All right, so this one, the wheel, it's how good is this thing built? Like, does it have a lot of detail on it? It has medium detail, medium to low detail, but it's very well. It's packed with trusses and stuff, so it looks good from a nice distance. All right, that is amazing. So let's see 6, and this part is also pretty amazing because it changed a lot, right, from the actual fair, to the actual place where people live, what they had in plan, right, for people to have a cheap place to live. All right, this is looking amazing. The actual are these all right, so again, as everything here, everything is its own level. So if you want to take out something apart, you must go Control E to edit. Now we are inside, and I'm guessing, yeah, they kept using those instant static meshes. So let me show you how you can create one of those, so you can see what Epic did here. All right. So let me allow me to create a couple of friends here, a cube, and for sure we're going to create another cube like this. And this is something that I don't know why they choose to do that, and I'm going to show you why. And now I'm going to create a sphere. All right, so I have 3 actors and I want them to be like one unit, very cheap to render, right? So I would grab them all and I would go to actor and I would go to merge, and from here you can choose these 4 methods of merging, right? I'm not going about them all because they're very different among each other, and they create various type of outputs, each and every one more optimized than the other. But in this case, I'm just going to be using batch, is one of the simplest one. And one that I would, now that I see that even Epic working this way, I would suggest them to use it, at some point. So let's go to the actual batch. Sorry, let me show you. So if you go actor, you can choose one of those, or you can open the settings, and these will allow you to choose, what to do. So I'm going to the actual batch, and here it's going to ask you how many instances of something, right, of some actor must be taken into account to actually convert it. So I'm going to convert them all, right? So that means that I want everything here to be part of instance mesh component, all right? So now that is 1, and it will tell you like what you want to do after it, how you want to convert it. It doesn't matter. I just want you to do that, right? That's it. So these will produce the next thing. It will produce, it will keep the actual cubes that you already created, right? And it will add an actor, right? The same as the one that they have inside here, right? And now you can simply, delete the originals, and this is now the actor, what is left. And if you check this actor, it will have enough components to cover all the different types. Would it be types? Yeah, the types of actors. So I have 2 cubes and 1 sphere. So I would have 1 mesh component for the sphere and 1 for the cubes, right? And if I had a cone, I would have 3 of those here, all right? And this is what Epic did, or whomever, did this thing. This is what they did. So the result is this actor that you can rename, right? As they did here, ISM core or ISM elevator street or stuff. And in this case, it created an instant static mesh component because these things are not nanite. But if there were nanite, would it be in hierarchical? Let me check. Are these nanite? No, they're not. So it didn't create a hierarchical. That's all right. So the thing is that once you create it, this is the thing. They are going to be, like if you select them on their own, they are going to be selected like this, because I use the actual batch. There is another way of creating them like they are here, like very well protected. But what this means is that, these are all not actors. There are component actors. There are instances. They are very cheap to render. This is like the way to go when you do this kind of things. So they did obfuscate them a little bit more with these things, right? Because even though you can get in and you can select a couple of, these things, they are all protected inside this actor, and the actor won't show the actual, instances, all right? In this case, if you use the batch, you're going to be able to reach to the actual instance, right? Let me show you. If you go to the actor and I select, this may be, it doesn't say, but this may be the cube one. So let's go and see. So you can see that, yeah, it is a cube, and the actual instances will only be represented by an actual transform. So here are the instances. Let me put this a little bit up there. All right, and I do have 2 instances of that cube, right? And even though they are already there, I can keep moving them, right? So yeah, but there is like no tool to get in and move it, right, and to make it a little bit better, right? There is no way of doing that. Um, you can move the full component if you want, but that might not be what you want. So this one, all right, with batch, I believe I can move them. Yeah, it was completely full. But in the case of, how they did those, you cannot, right? And, when you use that batch, you also have the ability of doing the next thing. And, that is a good thing. You have this promote selected element button here, and this will convert it back to an actor, right? So if I now select this here, it will take it out of the actor, and now it's a normal of the actual blueprint actor that was created with all the different components in, right? Which is good. And now you can keep working on that. Or can I undo that? Yeah, I can. All right. So yeah, that's how they did this thing. And the actual actor, as soon as you create it, the actual center, the pivot of it will be in the root of the scene. And that's how, they are made. So if you want to move them all in tandem, yeah, it's going to be hard. It really doesn't matter because you can also use the actual, nope, not that. Right, don't die Unreal, don't die on me. I trust you. All right, Unreal is now thinking about something. All right, now it's free. So you can so if I hit Alt and middle click and move, you can move the actual, center of that actor, right? And you can set it somewhere where, it might be important to you, right? But again, and at some point you can also click here, go to pivot and, set that as a new pivot offset. And if you select again that actor, that is going to be the actual, but let me just be clear about this. So that's one way of doing it, right? So now I'm going to get them all out of this actor by clicking here and here and here. And now the actor keeps being there, but it's empty. So I can delete that one. So instead of using that, they could have used the actual pack level instance because it does exactly the same, right? So afternoon, would it be possible to access and reuse the cube maps that are inside the apartments? Yeah, of course. And you can use the ones from the Matrix Awakens demo also. Yeah, they are there. There are materials. You should be able to use them at your leisure. Maybe we can find out how they work after I go through the pack level instance. So all these are level instance, but there is one more thing that is called the pack level instance, and the pack level instance will allow you to do this. So you simply need to right click, go to level, create a pack level instance actor. Let me just turn off this one just because this might need more explanation, right? So the rest is the actual where the pivot is going to be at the bottom of this thing. That is good. And you create the actual, so this is, demoing pack level actor, PLA. And let's hit save. And now it's going to ask me to save an actual actor, an actual blueprint. And this will give you exactly the same thing as this, right? But is a pack level actor. But this one, you can go in and, create more cubes or, more things like this. And then when you hit escape, it will update the actual level, right? But then it will recreate the actual hierarchical level instance, right? And that's it. This is how it is done. So in this case, it does create the hierarchical. So the hierarchical works for things that are not nanite, and the non-hierarchical or the instant static mesh are good enough for nanite. Mainly because the hierarchical, keep the actual LOD, and because you don't have LODs in nanite, it's nonsense to create them hierarchical, right? That's the main difference. So I wonder why they didn't use, this way of working instead of locking them inside this thing that who knows, how we could be able to, break them apart or making them better, but they choose this way. I don't know, maybe they were sick of having too many levels, right? Because let me just show you this. If I go here and I search for level, there are going to be, yeah, a lot of levels, right? So maybe they said enough levels. I don't want to create more levels for this thing. But yeah, I would have used this way. But, to each his own. So delete that. Let's go back and let's keep checking this out. All right, this thing is not here. So if I go in, yeah, these are those materials. So let's see if we can check this out. So let's get inside here, and then we can. All right, sadly, it's inside this thing. The actual material is inside this. Yeah, this level of protection. I don't know why they use this one. Because you cannot edit that. You cannot get in, weirdly enough, these actors. And they are too huge to unpack and, yeah. So maybe we can, in later live, we can talk about how to, use them. I know that you at some point need to have the actual place built in, and then you create like a bake of that. In fact, there is a video. The dude that invented this thing has videos on how to do it on the Epic channel. So go and search it there for sure. He's going to be more knowledgeable than me on how to use them. He said they are projected decals. Yeah, that's how they are called. Exactly. That's how they are called. Right. Good. So what else is here to see? So we have 6, 7. Yeah, this thing is looking great. 8. All right, look at this. Imagine thinking of this in the 60s, right? It's like where everybody was, rural. Like everybody was, they want everybody out of the big cities, right? The real dense urban areas were outside the cities, and that promoted the creation of the automobile, right, and the highways, and you would need state highways, and you would need the gas station, petrol station, and all that. So it was like a huge industry, right? But now they said, all right, let's make everybody live in this pack thing. They were like, no, I want my house, outside. No, I don't want my neighbors to be so near of me. What about my lawn, right? But yeah, now it's unsustainable, right? Having all that water to keep all those lawns, looking great. But yeah. All right. So can I get inside here? Oh, what a waste of a good space, to keep constructing. All right. So yeah, my commendations to the team that did this thing. This thing is looking amazing. There is no words that I can say to pray the ones that make all this. This looks very, very well. I just wish they didn't use those awful actors. These things that are inside here. Or maybe someone will, teach me how to use them, how to break them apart. Maybe convert them to actually pack level actors. That would be a nice move. Like the first time I saw those actors, those batch actors are in the actual city, the city park. They created like a second version of that map that was called the optimized version, and in the optimized version they remove, like in the normal version, all the trees were hand placed. There were actors, and there were like those cubes that it was like picking something from here and dropping it like this. Each and every tree in the city park content was placed like that. And then someone, took them and convert them into those actors, and they were a lot easier to render. And that's why the actual optimized map of that content is much more manageable, right, than the original one. So I'm thinking this is all, download it, play with those. It has too many things in. Like I was checking out, there was some sort of parking lot somewhere. Maybe if I go like this, I will find the actual parking lot. Nope. I did found, all right, for example, this parking lot, like all these are the actual um, cars from the Matrix experience. I know because of this Porsche looking, car. Um, and again, if you, select them, you just need to hit Control E, and you're going to be able to, um, yeah, take them apart, look at them. All right, so this is the actual. It does have a capsule. It does have a vehicle body. Is this thing drivable? Let's see, Control E. Open the full, or this is just a group. Let me see if they did this as a group or as an actual pawn. No, it's just a group. It's a DOM group. So this is not drivable at all. Oh, it inherited from the class BP vehicle. So let's go and check that out. Maybe this one is drivable. And no, it has no pawn down here, so it's not. Right. Cool. But it looks pretty nice. Maybe this is the actual one from the Matrix, because they did have like the nanite version, and just when you got in, like it turned to the actual drivable car, and when you crash something, then it will turn only that piece that was crashed to the non-nanite version, because you cannot have deformable stuff for nanite. So it was pretty clever. So I wouldn't know where they got this thing, but I know that these are the ones from the Matrix. Maybe like a very stripped down version. But yeah, so if you wonder if you could use any of these on your own project, yeah, I'm sure that you can. These are all set for free for people to pick apart and and do their own thing. So you have like industry buildings and all these containers. Like there is a lot here, to be reused. I love this billboard for sure. Yeah, so that's it. Be sure to check it out. It looks very cool. It does also come with a, so you can the one that says dive deeper will take you to the no, this one is the actual Google one that you can also travel from Google, or here when it says download now, one of the downloads, this one will take you to the actual project, and this one will take you to an executable, right? So if we go here to my downloads, like this thing I just downloaded, and it's an executable, and you're going to be able to, because this thing goes a little bit further. Let me just see if I can make it work. So if I hit play, I should get into the actual experience, right? Because this has a little bit more of playability, and it is an interactive type of thing, right? So I just hit play. Let's see what happens. So far, not what I expected. I thought that we were going to have, the actual. Maybe I hit play at the wrong place. Maybe if I go here to 0, like this, and I hit play, what would happen? So maybe they just deliver in the project, just how everything is built, but not the actual playability. Yeah, that might be on their producer's part, right? So they didn't ship it with that part. All right, fair enough. So if you want to see the actual experience, you're going to have to either go to the Google Cloud thing or download this one that is a portable thing that you're going to be able to experience in your own privacy. All right? So go there, check it out. I found it to be really, really amazing. I'm going to keep playing with it, and if I find, something good, like maybe I will find some PCG inside here at some point, or if I found how to break out those nasty actors, I will let you know. All right? So with that, I will say you to be good, and I love you all, and I will check you on the next one. Thank you, Franco, for this discovery. It was a nice showcase video. Thank you. Bye. Remember to subscribe.